Oh, it's a lot. It's been a lot of fun, and the guys that are coming back from injury have been amazing in meetings, and they get to do some things when we're in, walkthroughs, slow down things. But the group's great because our veteran mix of the guys that came back and are working back off of injury have done a really good job of helping the new guys in the room like Matt Adams and Charlie and Mahmoud and our rookies. Just they work really well together, and they compete really hard against each other. It was really fun. Today they weren't going their full competition, so we got that going a little bit, and we had a good practice.
Jacob, just how have you seen him, recover from the injury and kind of get himself back to full speed?
Very proud of Jacob Phillips, of how hard he's worked off the field. 3 season-ending injuries is really hard on your brain to come back from because it's just you don't know, if you're ever going to be able to do it again. And that can really drive you one way or another, can create doubt. What I've been impressed with is Jacob is, although he has those and you have to work through them, he's just worked. His body, he's really, really worked on his body. He is super strong and super flexible right now, and just excited for him. He's able to get some good reps today and had a good spring.
What is, for Awok in Sione, is there kind of a timetable for are they right where they need to be, and what are you hoping for by the time you guys reconvene in July? Yeah,
they're where they need to go. They work with our training staff, and they work really, really hard. Both of them are building their bodies well, so they're right on track, and that'll play out as Joe and our training staff, as we determine in camp, but they're on track, and they're ready, and they're into it.
Jason, how big of an adjustment has it been going from the system you guys had last year to Jim Schwartz's schemes?
What's been cool is there's some really things that are a lot of the alignment systems and some other things. I won't get to too many specifics. A lot of those are exactly the same, so it's like a home base, but some of the words are different. So what we do is we translate. Different's not bad, it's just different. That's true in life. So we just translate, but there's a nice familiarity with a lot of this, and then some things we get to do really fast. So then it's how well we can do it fast. Our job in this system is to make who's ever rushing the quarterback, D lineman or whoever's blitzing, correct, is to fix things. And then when we're rushing, our job is to make a mess of things, and the guys who are behind us fix things. So that's what we're working on, and that's our goal.
What's Jordan Kunishek done to kind of get some of these first team snaps here?
Well, right now we don't have a depth chart, but I say proud a lot, but I'm really proud of Jordan because he just works. He is amazing right now in his body control on his breaks. A lot of the offseason has been, more passing because that's what it is now. So his breaks and zones and man coverage have been elite, and he's trained himself to be able to do that, and he's trained himself to, really study and know. He won one of our competitions in the linebacker room by his knowledge of the defense. So very proud of Jordan, and he can play any of the spots. We're training all our linebackers to play any of the spots, so you could see any of us in any situation throughout this season.
How important is Awok's leadership in the room?
Awok's great. Okay, sometimes he's like a big brother. He'll get after people, and sometimes he is, he's the first one to answer. But you have to be an incredibly quick human being to answer as fast as Anthony does on most questions. So we love it, and he's great. I can say things like, if I see somebody not understanding or just maybe didn't get enough reps of something, I can say, hey, go talk to Awok. He's out there today with some of our younger backers after something happened. Hey, come here. And then he's able to be an extension of us because he's so unselfish. Anthony is for the good of the team, and that's why one of the reasons we love him. Plus, he's really good. Again, him and Sione are right on track. So the amount that they're out there is going to be off their grading when they are injury-wise, how our trainers and doctors let us know. But both of them are doing great.
Is it nervous at all, though, not having them at all for the offseason? I know they're here, but not having them on the field, maybe there's a little bit of an unknown. Are they going to be ready or not? Just because they're such 2 key members of your unit.
The one thing that I know about both of those guys is they've really learned. They've had enough off seasons under their belt, and I've said this about Sione before. He's really learned how to be a pro. They're both pros in how they treat everything they do. Like our linebacker reviews, they were doing them all no matter whether they were here or not, or they had to go to a doctor's appointment. So they were really good with that. We trust them to know their bodies to be able to go. So not in the building themselves to be physically ready. As long as their body's ready, I got full trust in Sione and Anthony. As for the other guys getting reps, it was very beneficial for Tony, Jordan, Jeremiah. Our rookies got a few more reps than maybe they wouldn't in the springtime. So that was really good because Sione and Anthony can function with less reps. So overall, for the group, it's a really good thing.
How much of the role of the linebackers change under Jim Schwartz's defense?
Well, we spoke about it a little bit, okay? The guys rushing going forward, whether we're involved in a blitz or whether it's the 4D linemen, okay, their job is to mess stuff up, wreck things, okay? Our job is to fix it. So that's our job anyway because it's a linebacker, right? We're backed off the ball. We got to fix what's in front of us. But we can play really fast if we know what we're doing and we know the calls. So how Coach Schwartz says it, and I like it, is it's like your times tables. 2 times 4, 8, right? You don't have to know all the crazy chemistry classes that I took, but we got to know our job quickly so we can react quickly. That's the challenge, and that's our job in this defense.
Have you talked about Jeremiah much today?
Not today,
Okay.
no.
What did you see from him last year? You know, I know he had dealt with the injury at the end. Like, did you see the progress that you wanted to, and then what's the next step in his growth?
Okay, so I spoke about it at the end of the year a little bit. Jeremiah had 2 very similar years. Made some plays, right, and then went on IR towards the end of the year. Ended up playing about the same amount of snaps. He's a very good ball searcher. He's very good at closing ground. He's very good in one-on-one matchups. That's stayed the same. So early in the offseason, he did a lot of work on his body and coming back from the injury. The last few weeks, the challenge has been to see how quickly we can see things and react in the scheme so you can play fast. And he got better at that as we went. Where does he need to go? He needs to continue to develop his body, especially in this little off time. He's got a nice window right now that if he takes care of business, he can get his body to play, okay? Game 0, the extra preseason game, then however many of those we get, then 17 plus, because that's the goal, right? That's the goal. So that's his challenge now, is to be able to be a productive pro and know the scheme so well that he gets to stay on the field.
Does that mean bigger to you?
Bigger?
Yeah. When you say work
Stronger.
on his body,
Just stronger. Just continuous progression. So it's be as big as you can and as fast as you can. Is what Jacob's done. He's big and he's fast. We'll see him. If they get too big and they look slow, like Jeremiah, he's fast.
Yeah.
So he just needs to get really strong so he can explode through blockers and those things that he does really well, because he will hit you. But it's the strength to be able to do it play in and play out.
In his Jim's scheme, do you think he fits better in Jim's scheme? Like, is that a good fit for him?
I think he fits. I think he can play in either of the schemes, and this is a good scheme for all our guys. Like I'm excited about this scheme for backers because it's things that move in front of you and go as fast as you can. It's our job to fix it. That's exciting, and guys that can run and are willing to play with contact can be really good in this scheme.
Are there sometimes in watching him that he was like too fast, that he ran by things because he was just so fast?
What Jeremiah has is a unique. Have you watched his basketball highlights?
Yeah.
Okay, what he has is this unique ability to feel movement everywhere. So sometimes that tells him to use his super quick, like crossing somebody over, right? So he's always doing this because he feels everything. So yes, one of the things we do is if you don't know, don't go anywhere because you'll catch it. Okay, he's gotten better at that. He had a couple good ones of those today, for example. So because he can, but he feels everything, so you don't want to just go, well, he'll pick up stuff that's amazing. Well, the quarterback twitched this way. Okay, cool, that's not a throw. That doesn't mean the ball's out of his hand yet. Stay there, and then go when he throws. Gotcha, coach. You know, those things. He's getting better at that.
Jason, in this scheme, should a linebacker lead the team in tackles or a safety? It doesn't matter.
Our job is to run, shed, and tackle the guy with the ball. So whoever gets there first gets the tackle, and the running back or the quarterback chooses who tackles them sometimes. So I want all our guys to be as productive as they can, regardless of position, because a lot of times now in the NFL, positions are blurred anyway. There's guys that rush, and there's the rest of us that cover and tackle things.
Theoretically, the linebacker should be freed up because the defensive line is attacking and the blockers are not coming out to the linebacker.
What I think is really cool about this, and Coach Schwartz can obviously answer this better, but everybody gets a chance to make a play in this defense. There's nobody that just has to grab on and hold people so somebody else can stay there. Everybody attacks. And again, attack and fix it. Everybody attacks. So the actual tackle numbers and those things, that's whoever outraces each other to the ball.
Hey, Jason, when Sione moved inside because of all those injuries to the middle linebackers, did you discover something about him that maybe you didn't know?
Well, here's what happened with Sione's progression. I mean, I can get long talking about Sione because I love him. But Sione played some Mike in camp last year when some guys were injured. Okay, that helped some of the middle position last year. So he ended up playing and performing well at all three of our linebacker positions last year. We knew he would play some Mike at some point, but when he got the opportunity, he took advantage of it. And it was very cool. In this game, you'll see him in all of them. So it's very cool.